All right, guys, so you've seen how this all, happens. There's a lot of you guys that are making it happen, and because of this, and all those rising stars and regional directors, this company has its very first, in lightning fashion, 4-star ambassador. So what I would like you to do is grab a clean sheet of paper, grab a pen, keep your mind open, get ready to take notes, get a voice recorder, get whatever you need to do to retain this information. Because if you're hearing from the top producer of ViSalus, it's probably going to be $1 million moment for yourself to take home and put it into action. Guys, please give me a huge welcome for our 4-star ambassador, Mr. Kyle Pacetti.
All right, all right, all right. Are y'all ready to learn something? All right. Well, I'll tell you what, let's start off. I'll tell you, I've been in this industry for a long time, and I've been very blessed over the years to work with some phenomenal people, both upline and downline. And I've had some mentors over the years, and I remember back early on in my career, one of my mentors told me something. He said, Kyle, if you will go do today what others won't, you'll have tomorrow what others can't. I lived that. I retired at a very young age. I encourage each and every one of y'all to live that as well. Be willing to do what others won't. And I'll share another philosophy with you. A few years ago, I was talking to a gentleman who was very successful with a particular company, and I was with that company, and I said, man, I want the same kind of success that you have. And he said, if you'll go do what I did, you can get what I got. And I'm sharing with y'all today that Susan and I have had a tremendous amount of success over the last few months, in a big part due to our team. We have a phenomenal team. I mean, a phenomenal team. But I'll share this with y'all. If you want to get where we are, you got to go do what we did. And what we did, you ask, that's what I'm going to share with you. First thing I'm going to tell you is you've got to be the example. You got to be the pace setter. Everything we do, we are creating the story. And y'all are going to have to get okay, because I pace a lot. Is that okay? Say yes. Get her done. North Carolina. Have y'all ever noticed that when you're talking to someone and you're talking at one speed and maybe they're talking slower than you, you slow your speech down? Have y'all ever noticed that? That happens when I go to North Carolina. Have you also ever noticed as you're driving down the road, and if you got your cruise control set at 60 miles an hour and someone comes by you at 65, you reach over and you bump that lever up, don't you? A few minutes later, someone comes by you at 70 and you reach over and you do what? You bump that lever up. Ladies and gentlemen, business is the same way. You've got to be a pace setter, because your team is going to adjust their speed to match yours. Now, is everybody going to do that? Everybody say no. In life, we deal with an 80-20 rule. Folks, 80% of the people don't care what speed you're going. They're not going to change nothing. But 20% of the people will adjust their speed to match yours, and 20% of the people adjusting their speed will make you wealthy. How many of y'all want to be part of that 20%? People don't care what you say, they care what you do. You can tell people all day long what to go do, but nobody cares what you're saying. Everybody's watching you. They're watching what you're doing. So if that's the case, let your walk speak so loudly that your words can't even be heard. Does that make sense? What would that walk be? The walk would be the actions and activities that cause money to flow in your direct sales business. In your ViSalus business, there's 5 actions and activities that cause money to flow. We call it PPFPP. It stands for prospecting, presenting, following up, personal development / relational development, and promotion. That's the 5 actions and activities that's going to cause money to flow in your business. That's what your walk needs to be. Everything we do in a 90 to 120 day run, and the reason why we do that is everybody can do anything for 90 to 120 days. Everybody can do anything for 90 to 120 days. One of the biggest mistakes people make is they do a stop-start approach to everything in life. They get started, then they stop. They get started, then they stop. You can't do that. You've got to put your head down and not stop until the job gets done. Do everything in a 90 to 120 day run. Be very public about it, because again, remember, everybody's watching you, but they need to see what you're doing. How do you be public about it? You post it on calendars. Use Facebook or faceplate, whatever y'all call it up here. Tweet on Twitter. Be very public about what you're doing, and that way people know what you're doing. You need to move through the ranks. You've got to move through the ranks. Why do you move through the ranks? Not for you. You move through the ranks for your team. If you're moving through the ranks, they're moving with you. Remember, you're creating the story, and the story that you're creating is the story that your team is going to leverage until they get their story. This is huge. You've got to really think about this, because the things that you're doing, every single thing we do it for our team. I'd also share with you that you motivate others by your success. And a few years ago, I remember, I'll say a few years ago, it's been quite a while ago, I remember whining. Has anybody ever whined before? 6 people. The rest of y'all, we're going to break out in prayer right now. Y'all lying. I remember whining, and I was telling my upline at the time, I said, man, I just can't get my people motivated. How do I motivate my people? He said, you motivate your people by your success. I didn't know what he meant. I left there that day thinking that I had to go through the ranks and hit the top of my game in that company, and everybody would go, woo, okay, look what Kyle's done, now we're going to go do that. That's not what he meant. Here's what he meant. In order for you to be successful, you've got to do the right actions and activities that's going to lead to success. Is that the truth? And if you're doing that and people's watching you, and 20% of your team duplicates what you do, what did you just do? You motivated your team by your success. Does this make sense? Say yes. Y'all like that? I'm going to push the button. I'm leaving it alone until something happens. Okay. Empowerment. This is another pillar of success. You have to learn to empower people. First thing I want to talk about is a belief system. There is a belief system that we work with in ViSalus. People have to believe in the company. They have to believe in the pay plan. They have to believe in the product. They have to believe in the people, and they have to believe in themselves. I really want y'all to get this. When their belief system is in line and it matches the action, they're going to be successful. How do we build this belief system? Congratulations, each and every one of you that are here today are working on building that belief system. It all starts with you. When you sponsor someone, you are the very first contact they have, and you're the very first person to influence their belief. In all of these, all 5 of these is influenced by you in the beginning. They also begin building belief when they go to a challenge party. Their belief continues to build as they go to a success training, as they go to a regional, as they go to a national event. As they get around the people within the business, their belief system begins to grow. You see the one where it says, believe in the people? That comes by you doing what you say you're going to do. If you tell somebody you're going to help them, and you go help them, their belief goes up. Am I right? How many of y'all know that if I go push play on the DVD player, the same DVD is going to play as if they push play on the DVD player? How many of y'all know it's the same DVD? But I did what I said I was going to do, and so that builds belief in the people, in the team. This is huge. You've got to be working on building people's belief. You start it, and then you get everybody plugged into the system, and that belief will continue to build. It's not something that happens overnight. People don't get involved and all of a sudden they have this tremendous amount of belief. It's all progressive. It builds over time, but it's something we have to continuously be working on with our team. How do you empower people? First off, you believe in them. You believe in them. And you've got to make it clear that you believe in them. If you believe in somebody, but you don't never let them know that you believe in them, their belief isn't going to go up. You've got to believe in somebody more than they believe in themselves at first, then they'll begin to start believing in themselves. But you got to tell them. Tell them you believe in them. We got to equip them. Not just give them the stuff they need to build a business with. We have to put it in their hands, but we got to show them how to get it. This business is a business of duplication. If we don't show them where it came from, how are they going to repeat the process that you just did with them? So we have to equip them. We have to inspire them. How do we inspire people? With stories. Facts tell, stories sell. With stories. Every day, try to find a new story within your team. Maybe it's a health story. Maybe it's a financial success story. But every day, try to have a new story. We educate them. I've got to tell y'all, this is one of the toughest things for me to ever do is stand up in front of people and talk and try to teach y'all. Because what I do is I teach people by example. It's hard for me to sit up here and do the lip service thing. I'm just going to tell you. I learned something, and that is we train dogs and we teach people, and we teach people by example. So how do you educate them? You go do it for them till they do it with you, till they do it by themselves. That's how you educate people. And then you engage them. If you don't do this last thing, if you don't engage them, it's always going to be your business. It's never going to be theirs. It's always going to be yours. It'll never be theirs. You have to engage them. One of my favorite ways to engage someone is you do a challenge party, and after the challenge party's over, you schedule challenge parties for them to do. It's pretty cool. You just say, hey, grab your calendar right quick. And they come over with it. And then you're sitting there with their guests and you're scheduling challenge parties in their calendar for them to do it. What did you just do? You engage them. And then you support them over the phone or through this new thing that Nick taught me about called Skype. I didn't even know what a Skype was. I thought it was a movie. I didn't even know what it was. But you support them through these meetings. You can close it out over a telephone. You can close it out with your Skype. I had to go buy a whole new computer just to do Skype because I didn't have a camera on my computer. I had to get a camera with my computer.